The B-17 Flying Fortress remains a legend in the history of World War II. It was the bomber that struck deep into occupied Europe in daylight, taking on the might of the Luftwaffe, braving ferocious German defenses and hitting strategic targets with unparalleled precision. It was the bomber that could take massive structural damage and still manage to return home. It was the bomber that held 10 flyboys and bound them into a tough fighting unit. This is the story of the mighty 8th, the 8th Army Air Force that flew the fabled B-17G. But it is also the story of the Little Friends, the escort fighters that accompanied the bombers on their perilous missions, and that of the brave Luftwaffe pilots who attacked those massive formations in the air.
Hello YouTube, Dezibahn here. I'd like to welcome you to Let's Play B-17 Flying Fortress. As you can tell, this is clearly not Minecraft. Figured I'd take a small break from that for no real reason other than just because, like I said previously, it's been pointed out to me that everybody does Minecraft Let's Plays. So, I decided I would do something a little different. I've been trying to make Let's Plays for this game for a little while now, but it's not been working out too well. Let me set this up properly here. Sorry about this. I was in an effort to actually make it to the end of the game, I kinda changed the difficulty settings to be extremely in my favor. So I gotta fix that. I'm going to leave the fighter skill at elite for friendly fighters. Even though my escorts are going to be better than the German pilots, I'm still probably not going to make it past the third mission, if that. Historical ammunition, historical fuel quantity, historical bomb damage, historical durability, full complexity on the Norden bomb site. I'm going to do easy navigation simply because historical navigation will get you completely lost. Easy navigation will get you kind of lost. I don't like having to babysit the navigator. And if you set it to the historical navigation, you end up getting so far off course that you have no hope of getting home. So friendly bullet strength will be historical, accurate G-force effects, ground and other aircraft collision, medium general difficulty, moderate weather, I guess, superior initiative, and sure, whatever that does. Alright, so that pretty much sets it up to a run-of-the-mill middle line difficulty. Alright, so let me make sure everything else is set up here and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'll be doing a new game. I think for the get-go here, I'm going to play a historical campaign as opposed to playing a Squadron campaign. With the Squadron campaign, you're in charge of all 12 planes, and you have to decide where you're going to bomb, and plot the course, and then figure out, like, you have to repair the planes when they return, and like scrap them out if they're too badly damaged or whatever. And with the historical campaign, it's a lot less in-depth, I guess, where you just have to worry about your bomber, and the targets are pre-arranged, pre-picked for you, and you just have to go out there and actually make it happen. So I'll stick with the historical campaign just for now until I can get a couple of these Let's Plays under my belt. And then I'll show you how you really fail in a Squadron campaign. So I actually have a random number generator on my phone here, and I'm going to use it to randomly select, because as you can see, where they're based at changes. So I'm going to randomize here. Let's see. Alright, so we'll do the 381st group, 533rd Squadron. Alright, so that's pretty cool logos there. Right, and we're based out of Ridgewell, wherever that is. Alright, so I'm not going to use this bomber name. I have an idea here already. I've used this a couple times before. Name it Lucky Leroy, and there's that. Alright, so that's going to be my bomber name and nose art. And here is the crew positions: bombardier, navigator, pilot, co-pilot, top turret, radio operator, ball turret, left waist, right waist, and tail gunner. They always have the same names when you first start off. That is, every new game you have a bombardier named Paul J. Whitley, and your pilot is Jack M. Shave, and so on and so forth. Although by pressing this button, in addition to giving you a whole new level of or a whole new list of pictures, it'll also change their names. So I like to randomize it a little, just to make it a little different, I guess, so I don't have the same crew in every game. And I'm going to again use my random number generator from 1 through 6 to randomly pick a gunnery position, because nobody wants to watch me be the navigator or the co-pilot or, heaven forbid, the radio operator. And I'm certainly not about to try to be a pilot, because we will not make it very far. So my random number is 3. So that'll be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. So that will be the ball turret gunner. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to change it up until I find a picture I like. Oh, there we go. That's all dynamic. Guy looks kind of like a douche. So that works. There we go. Dezibahn. Alright, so here is our corridor. I can step outside and actually look at my plane. This is cool because as the game progresses, you'll get little iron crosses denoting the German shot down, and you'll get little yellow bomb markers indicating every mission the plane made it through. So that's kind of cool. And then also, after a mission is complete, you can come here to look at the whatever damage has been done. And there is some pretty hardcore damage that can happen in this game. I've seen it before where planes will actually have the entire tail rudder knocked completely off, and they still make it home. I don't know how. But yeah. So that's fun. And you can use this to reappoint people, I guess. Like, they can swap around positions for people who are qualified. Like, we don't have any people who are qualified to be bombardier, but our current bombardier is qualified enough to be a radio operator as well, which is not saying too much. It's kind of a lame position to have. But like our radio operator, for example, has the let me make sure. Yeah, okay. This is our radio operator. He has the technical abilities to handle most of the guns as well. So, just on the off chance I ever needed for if somebody got injured, for example, I could reposition my radio operator to take over their gun. I can't go into those in this mode, but I can go here. Which, once again, I can go outside. There's a medical file that tells me anybody who's injured, and I can assign them the ground duties if I don't want them on my plane. In-tray gives me new males. This will tell me details on everybody, when they were born, if they're married, the position, their skill levels, morale, and all that. We'll look at me real quick. Staff Sergeant. Born, what is that? August 26, 1923. Not married, of course. This game has never put me as married. And when I use my actual name, my real name, it always puts me as married. But every time I've used Dezibahn like this, it's single. I don't know why. Alright, so ball turret, average gunnery, no piloting, no bombing, no navigation, below average first aid and technical. So basically, they don't want me to do anything but gun. If somebody like stubs their toe, they can call me. Any injury worse than that, and they're better off with someone else. Real quick, I want to check the first aid. Alright, that's good. Ooh. Okay, well, yeah, the waist gunners tend to do the most first aid when I'm in command, because they tend to get the most bullets caught. Alright, so you also have a bomber information file that just tells you like how many kills you've got, how many missions you've flown, the mechanical status, which doesn't really matter in this mode, and then details of all the missions, how many planes of what kind were shot down by who, all that jazz. So having shown you all that, let's go to the briefing room, get this thing started. So I guess first we will read the briefing. December 1st, we're targeting, oh crap, the Hyde oil production facility. Alright, so this will be an interesting video for you. Normally it has me bombing a U-boat base, or a port, a harbor, in the city of Brest, which it's got a little bit of Flak coverage, but that's pretty much it. Putting me after any oil production facility means I'm going to have some pretty heavy air coverage. Alright, so 6 500-pound general-purpose bombs and 12 100-pound incendiaries, which is pretty much a very good loadout for an oil facility. And all three of my targets are oil-based, so this is a good loadout for anything. It's a pretty far distance, though. I get one squadron of P-47s and one squad of P-38s. More than likely, the P-38s will be more of a return escort. Alright, so yeah, high flak strength, moderate fighter strength. So I will probably encounter some fighters. Very high priority. The Hyde oil for refinery is a smaller but still important part of the German synthetic oil program. Raids on these facilities have been identified as one of the quickest ways of bringing the Luftwaffe and Wehrmacht to their knees. lack of petrol and lubricationals. Yeah, I don't speak German, so I don't even know. I'm assuming that translates at least roughly to like the war machine, but I don't even know. All right, and then our secondary target is an oil production facility as well. High priority, but small. And then our tertiary target is a very high priority, which is weird that our tertiary target is a higher priority than our secondary, but not our primary. So that's not too weird. And this is another pretty important place. All right. And then I have to sign here saying that I have read and understood the briefing, and basically that I'm not going to hold it against them when I don't come home. And I'll look at the map next, see where we're going. We'll take off from here. These filled in circles are the air bases that can support the B-17s, and these open circles with the filled in stars are the air bases that support our escorts. So I'll probably end up picking up an escort from one of these three bases here. Maybe this guy down here, but that's pretty far out. But we'll take off from here. We'll fly all the way up here. Hit this waypoint. Alright, so it looks like our mission's going to be at 15,000 feet the whole time. That's pretty standard for this game. Okay, so yeah, here's our secondary and tertiary targets. We're going to have to go all the way out here. So our primary target's way out there. And we're going to catch a lot of flak on the way there. And we're skirting right along the outside of their air force. But they probably aren't going to get out here to attack us. They'll probably wait until we actually get in it. More than likely while we're on our bombing run. So that's going to suck. And then rally here, fly through more flak. All the way up here, we'll skirt around this flak. Honestly, if they had just... I'm not allowed to move this, am I? Damn. Yeah, honestly, a little bit of maneuvering and they could have put us coming up through here and like up this way and then going out like that, because this right here is too close to the flak. They're gonna be shooting at us from here. Then once we get out of that, it's just right along here all the way back home. Let's see if we can actually make that. And right before we leave, we'll check out the recon film that just shows us what we're aiming for. Sorry, this sounds really loud in my headphones. I'm gonna have to check and make sure I've got the volume levels balanced. Alright, so that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're hoping to see. Basically, the big long pipe is gonna be my main identifier. I'm gonna check the volume levels real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I just set it down a little quieter. Alright, so here we go on our mission.
Start engines.
Use the Control B
Master
shortcut
switch.
to begin.
On.
Otherwise,
Cow flaps.
we'd
Open
have to
left,
go
open
to our
right.
radio operator and
Ignition to both.
actually physically
Mixture
make
auto
him
rich.
activate the thing.
Booster pumps on.
So here we're just going to walk through
Energizing.
the engine startup procedure, which I can actually do quite a bit faster than them.
Master switch.
They do each engine individually.
Ignition to both.
I tend to kind of do them all at once.
Mixture auto rich. Booster pumps.
Like I'll set all
Energizing.
the master switches, and then set all of the fuel mixtures, and then set all of the booster pumps, and then just energize mesh, energize mesh, energize mesh,
switch.
energize mesh,
On.
and like I'd
Ignition
be done by
to
now.
Mixture
Skip
auto
over
rich.
half the checklist, but you know,
Booster pumps
it's
on.
it's just
Energizing.
protocol. Nobody pays attention to that.
Meshing.
All right, so once we get these engines fired up, we'll start taxiing
switch.
to the runway, which
Ignition
honestly it might
to
just
both.
be heading up this little road right here, then
Mixture
turning
auto
and there's
rich.
the runway, or we
Booster
could
pumps on.
go all the way down there and
Energizing.
off to some weird angle. Probably like have to turn it onto this thin road down
Meshing.
here and then all the way and then double. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be the short
Taxi to
quick one.
runway.
While it's taxiing though, I'll go ahead and give you a tour of the plane. Here's Brad Cubitt. He's our bomber and also our nose turret gunner. He's currently the bomber for some reason. But yeah, he's in charge of doing... Okay, now he's the gunner. He's, gets this cool little gun up in the front. He's in charge of dropping the bombs, clearly. Now we've got our navigator, Charles Taylor, who also figures out the wind drift and keeps track of the map and all that crap. And coming back one, we have our pilot and co-pilot, Harlan McKnight and Drew Beasley. And we've got Keith Ehmig. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Attention deficit there. He is in charge of our top turret. Yeah. And he also handles things like transferring the fuel between the fuel tanks, which I have never successfully done. So I'm not going to mess with that unless I absolutely have to. But he can do that. That's one of his job priorities, as well as opening the bomb bay doors by the hand crank if they have to. Oh, hey, wow. Okay, so yeah, we just went from this circle right there, just zigzagged up. I genuinely was not expecting that to be quite so fast. So sorry about that. Wow, we are loaded. Normally, most of the times I've played, you'll see the tail come up and go straight horizontal about halfway down the runway. This thing, like, I'm kind of surprised it even got airborne. Yeah, this thing is loaded down. This is a heavy bird right here. But we're airborne, so that's what matters. We made it in the sky, so we are on our way. As I was saying though, this guy is in charge of dropping the doors by the hand crank if something happens and they won't open. Same thing with the landing gear. Behind him we have our radio operator, John Morzenek, who also mans the cheek turret, which is that gun right there. But he only does that when we're being shot at. Okay, this still sounds really loud to me, so if I am drowned out by this, I apologize profusely. And this is where all the action goes on here. Here I am, sitting on the floor. Actually, realistically, I would be inside the floor, but then he wouldn't be able to click on me, so there's that. And then we've got Burns Mansfield manning our right waist gun. Charles Marsh on the left waist gun, and John Worsley in the tail. Go ahead and look at me here. Alright, so this is what I get to see slung underneath the plane. This is actually not the best spot for me to be in, because a lot of, most of the time you end up in combat, it's, sorry, didn't mean to press that. Most of the time when you're in combat, you end up being attacked by, from above, not below. So, that's kind of bad, but anyways. I have 2,000 bullets, so that's good. I can definitely unload on whatever I do see. And it doesn't look like I have any other viewpoints. Alright, so I'm going to cut the video here for a little bit, and I will bring it back when we are all formed up and ready to head out. Alright, so we are back. That guy is overheating, which is a result of stupid AI and medium difficulty. We are formed up. Should be getting our orders any minute now. Hopefully that guy will take care of his engines before they take some damage.
Pilot from Navigational. Take up a heading of 071. Repeat, 071. Roger.
Okay, this turn might actually end up taking out some of our planes. These really wide turns, really big turns, are really not good, because it's hard enough to fly in a straight line in formation. When you're trying to make a turn in formation, it's bad. I mean, you see these guys are just kind of flying around, almost out of control. Looks like we might be okay, though. They all stayed far away from each other. These guys are kind of worrying me, but... And that guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Okay, I think we made that turn and survived, although he is way out of formation, like, bad. Hopefully he'll get that squared away. Otherwise I'm going to be down a plane before our escorts even take off. Yeah. He seems to not be gaining altitude at all. Okay, well I'm just going to trust that he'll get himself squared away. So fun fact about the ball turret. These two things right here that are across from the reticle, these are actually footrests. The ball turret gunner would pretty much be laying on his back with his feet up here, like almost in the fetal position. If you can just imagine that for a minute, being slung underneath a plane in a little tiny ball, where when the gun is pointed straight down, you're standing on it basically. Packed in there, sealed away from the rest of the crew. Without enough room to even be able to use switches or levers, there was a switch on each of the footrests for like I know one of them operated the radio. I can't remember what the other one did, but just imagine that being packed away in a little ball, so small that you couldn't even flip a switch to turn your radio on. the ball turret was the least sought after position, and yet strangely enough it was also one of the best positions to be in. You would think that being in this little tiny ball, that little tiny ball right there, you'd think that it would be extremely dangerous because you're pretty exposed there. There's not a whole lot protecting you, but really they had a fairly decent survival rate, or so I heard. It was this back here, the tail gunner. He had like the shortest lifespan of any B-17 crew position. Right, there he goes. Finally got his engine squared away and has caught up to us. But yeah, so that's just a fun little fact. Try to imagine being packed in there. Usually most of the ball turret gunners were short. I think you could not be taller than a 5'9" or something like that, or 6'1" or something. But there was definitely a height restriction. Alright, so I'm going to skip all this. I'm going to just cut out this whole huge section here. Basically, we're going to fly in a straight line this way. We'll level out at an altitude of 15,000 feet, and we will just fly in a straight line all the way until we hit Germany, pretty much. So I'm going to spare you guys about 20 minutes of watching me time skip, and I'll just come back whenever something interesting is happening. Okay, so didn't take me very long at all. My navigator is lost, so that's exciting. Not really. This is bad because we're just, according to the map. Alright, let's try that again. When the navigator gets lost, the map does not get affected. The plane just keeps on going from wherever it's supposed to be. So I'll show you here. Basically, our map says that we are here. Now, in actuality, we might be like way over here somewhere, and we will keep on going and getting further off course all the way up until here, wherever it is. Come on, here. Now, when we get here, the game is going to assume that we are on course. The map is going to assume that we're on course. So when we hit here, we'll turn to go this way, except in actuality we're going to be up here somewhere, and we'll turn and go that way. So by the time we get to this one, we're going to be like up here over Flensburg, getting shot at by them. And this turn would put us like over here, and in actuality we'd be like over here somewhere, so far off course that we would never even have a shot at hitting our target, much less getting home. So that's why getting lost is a bad thing. Also, you see our return home marker is orange and then red dots. I think that means that as it stands right now at our current fuel consumption and whatever, we're not going to make it home. I don't know though, I've never actually gotten to experience that firsthand, so stick around, you guys might be in for a treat. And for now though, I am going to do a little navigational babysitting and figure out where the hell we are. Alright, so there's a railroad track and the gentle swoopy river thing. Shit. Okay, this is where we are. We're way the hell back here. Yeah. Alright. So I think what happened was the game, when we made that turn, the game put us here going this way. Except we were on this side of the base, so we made that turn. The game put us here. We were actually here. So we should be good to go on course for now. Let's see. Hey, it worked. Alright. So once again, I'm going to skip out that entire trans-ocean flight. And I'll be back when something happens. Okay, so something kind of happened. There is a formation of fighters scrambling. We're currently not yet over Germany. We are flying over a little island chain. So, complete with a graphical error here. So that's always exciting. Giant graphical error at that. Anyway, there are planes that have taken off, so... And I can, if I mouse over to the right side of the screen, it'll get me a list of all of the planes that are currently being tracked by the game. Doing that will let me, say, take over...
Navigator. That's the Dutch coast down there.
Okay, so that's the Dutch coast right there. But, the menu on the right side of the screen would allow me to, say, take control of my escort planes, or if I was feeling particularly stupid, I could take control of the German planes and actually try to shoot down the 17s. I'm not, however, going to even try to mouse over that section, simply because by doing so, I would be able to see how many squadrons of enemy interceptors are in the air, and also what kind they are. So far, what I've encountered in this game are the 109s, which are super fast, but just a couple of bullets will knock them off course, and if you can get one good long burst into them, they'll usually go down. And then the FW-190s are basically flying tanks. They're not as fast as the 109s, but they take so much punishment before they go down. 190s are not what you like to see. Of course, 109s suck too. They all, any enemy, any Luftwaffe planes, just not good. But so I'm once again going to cut away, but I will be keeping a weather eye on the horizon, and I will come back when I see some planes. Alright, so we are back. You see these dots right here? That is the enemy squadron. First of them coming in to attack. Alright, yep, they're breaking off. So I'm going to go ahead, jump into my turret here. I know they're coming in from roundabouts this area. Hopefully they'll fly low, and I'll be able to get some shots in on them. Yeah, there they are.
Bandit, left, inbound. Bandit,
Oh, son of a... I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. That happens way more often than it should. A lot of times, the Luftwaffe pilots will pretty much specifically aim to run into the 17. God, I hate it when they do that. Yeah, there are a lot of times when playing this game that you really just feel absolutely helpless. I can't even begin to imagine what it was like to actually, be up there in one of these things. Alright, I got him a couple times. Tagged him good. I don't think that'll count as a kill for me, but He's definitely going to be feeling that. And I think they made a call out as to what they were, but I didn't catch it. I was too busy talking. I think they said they were 109s. So those couple of hits that I scored on that guy should be enough to really just knock him out of commission. I want to shoot at that guy, but I think he might be an escort. Yeah, I have shot down my escort fighters before. So at the point I'm at now, I don't shoot at something unless if my friends are shooting at it too, just because it's a little easier. You don't have to worry about, you know, shooting down the little friends. Alright, so we are already one bomber down. That's 10 people who just more than likely. Okay, well, I just I blew that one. Oh. Damn it. Yeah, I'm just shooting into the ocean at this point. Do better conserve my ammo. Yeah, each of these bombers has 10 people on board, so that one plane is just... I mean, that was seriously just, you know, 7 dudes gone. Gotta be careful. It is very possible to shoot down your own planes. I can't get any higher than that. You'll notice their callouts are not exactly good. A lot of times they'll scream out like 11 high, and they're actually coming in at like 4 low or something. They also tend to say incoming a lot when they actually mean outgoing. They complain a lot. Oh, hey, that's actually that was actually a pretty accurate one. There was that bomber hitting the ground. Yeah, I can't really play more than 1 or 2 missions of this game at a time, just because it's so stressful.
And at 11 levels, inbound.
In case you're not familiar with the point of aim system that they're using, it's basically like if you're staring at a clock, where the nose of the plane is pointing straight up at 12 o'clock. The tail of the plane is pointing straight down at 6 o'clock. So when they cry out, you know, 6 o'clock level, that's saying that they're coming in from straight behind the plane at the same elevation as the plane. They call out for like 9 o'clock high, means that it's straight off the left wing from above the plane, is how it's supposed to be. I have no idea what the appropriate call out would be for straight from the top. I don't know if they ever actually did that. Let's see, he should be around here. accept the button. So he would actually probably drop down over that one.
Ben is incoming. 5 o'clock. Left. Ben is
Left.
incoming. 5 o'clock. Go.
Okay, yeah, that was him. And that's what I was talking about. He was incoming from a 10 high, and he was outgoing at 5 low, but they were
12 level.
using an incoming call out. Okay. And that scream means that somebody inside my plane just got shot, so that's not good. Check up here. Okay, so our bomber and our navigator are terrified out of their wits right now, which probably means that they took some bullets, so that's not good. If our navigator passes out, we'll get lost real quick, and if the bombardier passes out, well, there's no one to drop the bombs. I'm going to refresh the video here, give me quiet just 1 second. Alright. Half of me wants to jump to an outside view and see what's going on, but I know as soon as I do, I'm going to miss a great opportunity to shoot something down. Okay, so things aren't looking too bad out here, other than the guy that I lost. The freaking German kamikaze.
11 high inbound.
Okay, yeah, I would not have had a chance at hitting him. It doesn't look like... Okay, tail took some hits. Underside took some hits. Wings are good. That's the important thing. If the engines are not shot up and the wings are not shot up, because our fuel tanks are here in the wings. So once you start getting some damage up in here next to the fuselage, that's about the point where you have to start worrying about running out of gas. So we're looking pretty good. Once we hit the flak fields, though, that'll be the big kicker. Flak fields are what's gonna end up getting us taken out, probably. Yeah, that's why I hate the fighters. You know, with flak, it's really, really hard for flak to actually destroy you. It'll tear you up to the point where you won't make it home, but you can at least, you know, like glide the plane in for a landing or something. Those German fighters, though, they'll run straight into you without a second thought, and you can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do when that happens. Just hope you can get out of the plane in time, and hope that you're low enough that you have oxygen, and yet high or slow enough that you're not just going to get killed by the wind shear. Okay, so I think we're out of the worst of it. It doesn't look like they're making any more passes at us, so I think we may have got them. So I'm going to cut here, jump ahead, and I'll be back when something interesting happens again.
07.
Alright, so just got a message that we are under threat of a flak site. Ah, there it is. Hey, this is not bad. It doesn't look like it's too heavy. I am going to... Oh, no, I'm not. Alright, so we'll just... That's just ominous, hearing those explosions this far out. We might be in trouble. It's not a heavy field just yet, so this is it's a pretty light flak field. So we'll take a little bit of damage in this, but probably not too bad. It's when it's real heavy, that's when it gets bad, because there's nothing you can do. I guess I shouldn't say that though, because really there's nothing I can do about this either. I can change elevation, but at this point I'm already in it, so all that would really do is just expose the lower half of my plane a little more. A little bit of a history here. I'm kind of a history buff, in case you haven't been able to tell. In case you didn't know, the flak was basically just kind of like a firework, except instead of packed with stuff that like burned a specific color, it was packed full of ball bearings and nails, basically. So they would shoot these shells up into the air that were set on a fuse, and when it hit a specific altitude,
Getting busy. Someone take over.
good. When it hit an altitude, it would just explode and scatter crap all throughout the air. Alright, so my bomber just passed out. So I'm going to send my top turret gunner to patch him up.
Coming, okay? Stay cool.
Yeah, because if he stays knocked out, then nobody will drop the bombs and we're going to die.
I can't die yet. Don't let me die. I'm here now. What's up?
Yeah, this game can be pretty stressful, especially when they get injured to the point where your crew can't help them. Because then you're really stuck with the decision of, you know, do you try to make it home and hope they don't die? Or do you, you know, just like kind of throw them out of the plane and hope they can get medical aid, you know, from Germany?
It's okay, guys. Nothing to see here.
Okay, so that was like a flesh
Come
wound.
on. Let me get back to work.
He wasn't even injured, he was just panicking. So that's good. We shouldn't have another problem from him until, you know, a piece of flak takes off the whole nose of our plane. Okay, so I'll do a little more skipping and see what happens. And more flak. So I have to mention, I would not even know about this game if not for Zomb Lee. Lee Photo 44, I think, is his YouTube account. I am subscribed to him. If this is interesting at all to you, I strongly recommend that you go and watch his videos. He did a very entertaining Let's Play series with his experiences in this game. And he is actually, like, because I watched his Let's Plays, within a week I actually convinced my wife to let me pick this game up myself. Okay, that's a heavy flak field. This is not going to be pretty. But yeah, definitely, if you like this video, go watch his stuff. I would actually encourage you to subscribe to him. He's hilarious. He does a lot of different Let's Plays. He does some very interesting games. And, I mean, all in all, he's a very good Let's Player. So, yeah, that's my shameless plug. Alright, he is going to lose his engine. That long, thin trail of smoke, his engine's burning, like unrecoverable burning. You can see the engine itself is turning black. In a second here, he's going to list hard to the right, because his engine is just going to seize up. And there it goes. Alright, so yeah. The first casualty of Flak right there. So far, we're actually getting through it pretty good. Of course, I say that. You watch me get my wing blown off or something. Yeah, they actually did have radar back then. It just was very inaccurate. They would, the 8th Air Force, what they would actually do is they would send 4 or 5 or 3, they would send a handful of squadrons of B-17s out. Only one of them would actually be loaded with bombs. And so the German radar would pick up, you know, these 3 different squadrons heading in 3 different areas, and they would pretty much have to guess, you know, which one has the bombs, which one is actually going to be trying to bomb us, and then they would have to figure out, you know, where would they be going, and try to get advance notice to the flak sites, to be able to intercept them. It's actually half the reason why the daytime bombing raids were so successful. It's because they had enough decoys out, and also because the radar was so basic, I guess, at the time. They really did not have a whole lot of information to go on. Nowadays, you know, you can pick up a squadron of planes from, like, you know, 3 times the distance, and you can pretty much accurately pinpoint exactly where they're heading within a couple of minutes. Back then it was, I mean, you just throw a dart at a map pretty much. Alright, so you see I have a small hole here on my tail. That's kind of amusing. You can see through it, but it's not bad. I've actually had significantly worse damage than that before. Alright, so we're out of that flak site. Still amazingly well off. Another little hole there on the tail fin. But really, we're looking pretty good. Landing gear's still good. This mission's a gravy walk so far. Except for my guy who was kamikazed. That wasn't too good. Alright, well, I'm going to cut here and once again see what's going on. Okay, so one time skip, not even, and we are preparing for the bomb run, so stick around. If I don't get intercepted, then I might actually jump into the bomber position just to sort of help get him some experience.
Pilot from Navigator. Okay, turn coming up.
Sorry, that was a bit of a yawn there. In case you're wondering about my YouTube name, Dezibahn,
Pilot from Navigator. We're at the wind.
it's actually a name I created for a character on a role-playing forum.
We are on the bomb run.
It's kind of like sort of like an
Bomb
all-purpose
door,
thing.
full open.
Dungeons and Dragons I can also use it on. Or whenever I play Elder Scrolls from time to time, I'll use it. But Dezibahn Greenleaf was the full name. He was just an elf, basically. I had a pretty hardcore backstory for him, but it's been a while since I really recalled it. He was, I don't even know. Yeah, so that's where that name came from, and it turned out that it was so freaking unique that it's never been registered by pretty much anybody. So much stole it and claimed it as my own. Well, didn't steal, but like claimed it as my own. So I'm pretty much any and every online website that you have to register for. That's usually the name I register under. So yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so as well by just looking me up. Pretty sure it's Dezibahn. Although don't get too excited about the opportunity, because I really don't post a whole lot on Twitter. I follow a lot of feeds, but I don't really have any followers of my own, so I really don't post a whole lot. But if people start subscribing to me, then I will definitely. Holy. Okay, into the frying pan. Wow. Alright, this is going to be the flak field that keeps us from going home. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and check out what's going on. Alright, yeah, we are off course here. You can hear hear all the bits of shrapnel pinging off my plane. Once again, I cannot even imagine what it was like for those kids, pretty much, inside those planes. I mean, really, that's what they were. They were, like, so young. I mean, war is hell. Okay, we just caught some flak on the tail. That's not good. I heard what sounded like a pretty big explosion. I'm kind of hoping we didn't just lose the plane. Another plane, I should say. Alright, so yeah, from this viewpoint, I use this to adjust the drift side to side, and obviously the mission altitude. But you want to make sure it's fairly accurate, that way the bombs fall properly. This is the main view though. You want to keep that crosshair centered on the same spot the whole time. You see we are sort of... Now, it looks pretty good so far. Now, yeah, looks like we might be drifting down a little bit, so pull that up a little bit. Now we're climbing. It's a very fine balance. And once these two brass markers come together, we will drop our payload. Yeah, we're a little off there. Okay, and that's a small audio glitch I've noticed with this game here, where the flak has stopped bursting, but you can still hear the shrapnel. Crap. Slow-mo. I have to do that sometimes to give myself a little more time to adjust drift, because apparently the game is adjusting it out from under me. Oh, beautiful. I could stand to be a little further to the left. Oh, shit. We just lost someone. There we go. And, watch those guys fall. Real quick. That's not good. Flak just stopped like that. Oh, yep. Incoming fighters. Pause. Sorry, I want to show you guys those bombs hitting the ground. Oh, just in time. So here is our target. You see our shadows, and there they are. That was not the best hit. It would have been a lot better if we had come in from another angle. Anyway. Pause. Gotta get myself situated here. Manual and alright. And unpause. Alright, and you see our bomb bay doors are stuck open. Excuse me. That's probably because of some of that flak we caught. So once these bandits are taken care of, I'm gonna have to have someone crank that back up. Oh, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Oh! Ah. Okay, he's lost an engine too. That's not good. Yeah, I'm not really good at leading my shots, as you can see. A lot of my guys are shot up pretty good here. Really, they aren't looking too bad though. Should probably pay more attention to what's going on though. Drop low, drop low. Okay, someone is cranking that shut. I really hope it's not my top turret gunner. It might be my radio operator. Nope, it's the top turret. And we just lost the motor. Oh, shit!
Bandits 3 high, incoming.
Bail out! Okay, yeah, that was not the ending I was hoping for that mission. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not good. 5-ish, I think. I don't think everybody got out. Bit of a delayed explosion there. Alright, well, there you have it, YouTube. The fiery conclusion to Dezibahn's first mission. Yeah, that was not good. Oh, we totally destroyed it though. And shot down 4 fighters. Ah, you're kidding me. Alright, 4 confirmed kills, 2 confirmed losses, crew injuries. Cubit got a medium wound, Worsley had a severe wound, MiG, and of course, me, both suffered fatal wounds. So there you have it, YouTube. I died in my first mission. Oh, but see, I don't know why it does it like that, because you see here, the entire plane was awarded a posthumous Purple Heart, which means that we all died. I guess what happened was me and the other guy must have been killed from the impact of the fighter. And then everybody else was just killed when the plane went down. Alright, so Chowhound was lost as well. They were all killed. Lucky Leroy. Wrong button, sorry. Alright. Well, there you have it, YouTube. Yeah, Lucky Leroy, regret to inform you, a survey of English air bases has not turned it up. Forwarded a number of independent accounts that suggest it may have gone down during the course of the mission, because it did. Final confirmed dispositions of the crew members are 10 killed in action. So, there you go. And then they get all of these declarations of decoration. Or basically they send the Purple Heart to our parents and or spouses. Here's mine. Word of Purple Heart to Mr. and Mrs. Ibon, parents of Staff Sergeant Dezibahn. Yada 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 yada. In the skies of Europe, gave his life while engaged in combat against an armed enemy of the United States. Yeah, fat lot of good that did. Alright, so, holy crap, there's a lot of these. Alright, well, that's it. That's the end of the game. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the next one I put up will not involve me going down in a sea of fire. But I'll have a new randomly generated position for the next video. And once again, I'll have a randomly selected squadron and all that as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Stick around for more fun and excitement. Alright, I don't know, I'm just rambling now, sorry. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.